We got a beautiful weekend here in Wisconsin, so we're gonna see what we can do. Might be a little early to start pulling things, might be a little messy, maybe things are still frozen, but we're chomping at the bit to get a little bit of work done outside. So we'll see what we can do, what we can get accomplished this weekend. Well, as you can see, all the beds still have everything in them from last year. We've been liking to do that. It gives the birds food over the winter, and it looks a lot better than just having bare boxes here. And really, by the time we're at the end of the season, we just don't really feel like doing that much more. So one thing I did do is I did get all of the window boxes cleared out at the end of last year. Those things are kind of a pain to clear out because once everything is grown in there, everything gets root bound, and it's hard to get things out of there. I got to get on the ladder. It's a messy job. So I'm glad that is done, and all of the planters, you can see the big planters under the deck, those all got taken care of. So it's pretty much just the beds. Now last year in all the beds, I put in soaker hoses and ran them kind of throughout, and I did that after everything was planted up. So we're gonna see how everything comes out of there, if the soaker hoses are gonna have to come out with and then go back in, or if those soaker hoses will end up being able to stay in there while we take everything out. That'll be a little experiment here. Well, before I get into those beds, I want to show you something that we're doing out front. I'm pretty excited about this. If you know me, it doesn't take much to get me excited, but it's kind of a cool little project that's going to be happening, kind of improving our property and our water flow coming through here. So I'm going to take you out there and show you. So we've got this waterway that we've showed you before. It runs all the way along the side of our property, down through there. It goes all the way out into the farm field. And it's fun. I mean, what kid doesn't like to have water to play with, right? And Selah, she's fished out here before. Not that there's a whole lot of fish in there, if any,
yeah,
but
there's probably just crayfish.
Yep, there are crayfish. We know that.
No crabs.
So here's Selah on this side here, and then we did put in this, this berm a couple years ago, and we've got trees that we've planted on it and everything. Now here, this is where all the water comes from. And if you look across the street, we've got all farm field, we've got some wetlands there. So all the water is coming from the east, it's coming under the road, and then we've got this culvert that comes under the road. We had this culvert put in under the berm a couple of years ago. You can see this doesn't look like it's operating very well. So this thing right here goes about 4 feet down into the ground. There's an old clay drain tile that's buried 4 feet down into the ground that runs along the whole property, but that's all broken up and old. It doesn't carry water like it should. You can see water actually kind of running through the culvert right here. Well, the problem we've been having, and we had Digger's Hotline come out here, but the problem we've been having, when we get heavy rains, the water actually builds up on this side of the street, which is opposite of us, and it pours over the road. Our whole ditch gets filled with water. It ends up spilling all the way down, going around the berms. We're thinking if we put a bigger culvert in here, so this is I think it's a 15-inch. We're gonna be putting a 36-inch, a big dog in there. That should be able to handle everything that's coming through here. And then I'll show you on the other side what we're gonna be, so we're gonna have that 36-inch culvert is gonna come out through here. And then what we're gonna be doing, the cool part is we're gonna be digging this out all the way through here, still keeping it a waterway, but allowing the water to not be constricted. It'll be like a little creek. So, maybe it gets dug down 2 or 3 feet by 3 feet wide, but a nice path for the water to travel. And then we can put a culvert down over there, and it'll just be kind of a cool, unique feature on the property. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's supposed to happen next week, weather dependent. You can see it's pretty wet out here, so I don't know if it'll actually end up happening next week, but I'll keep you posted. Well, while we're up here, we'll check on a couple of our willow trees. The fact that they are red is a good sign, and if you kind of give them a little bit of a peel with the thumbnail there, you can see they're green. That means that they're alive. I watered it all the time. You can see still got a hose up here. I cut slits in the hose, ran that hose alongside of all of the new willows that I planted out here last spring and fall, and did quite a few of them. There's a lot of trees that we planted here, which at some point you'll be able to actually see them. So yeah, we've got some big ones that we planted here. Hopefully they take off this spring and get nice and big, and got another one there. So we'll see how they all do. What do you got in there?
Look it.
What?
Come over here.
Show me what it is.
Look it. It's like a rabbit or something. An onion.
Oh yeah, it's an onion.
Oh, Nick.
So we haven't really had that cold of a winter, so the stuff's pulling out of here fairly easy, which is
Get it out.
which is nice.
Where's my shovel?
Oh, it's on the other side. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is just
Where did it go?
pulling right out of here. Most of it. I mean, this stuff doesn't root in very deep. There are going to be some things that are a little harder to get out. Some things we'll need the shovel for, but
Not this.
that one came up pretty good, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna put them in the back.
This is a little bit of a...
Oh, I found a biggie.
This one's got some hefty roots to it. All right, let's see you get that thing out of there, huh?
I got it. It looks pretty big.
All right, you gonna go make some onion soup now with that? We can pack that in your lunch. No? You don't want to save it?
Well, we can, but we have to wash it. Right?
Yeah. And of course we've got our little explorer Fuzzy. She's gonna come out and help us by I don't know what she's gonna be doing, but she's looking for something, aren't you, Fuzzy? I mean, there could even be a little mouse nest underneath all that stuff there. So here she is now in another peculiar spot. Crazy cat, I tell you. Casey's celebrating the spring fever here with her little bumblebee antennas.
Gotta have fun.
Yeah.
An onion. I found more.
Did Dad eat it yet?
No, I'm not. This is actually one I'm not going to eat.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I did those all.
Look, a little Sayla's harvesting here. That's right. I gotta say, it feels really good to be out here digging in the dirt, pulling some stuff out. It just feels good.
So you know what I always focus on pulling first, even if it's not all in one garden, I go from garden to garden, are the flowering kale. Any kind of kale, get it out of there. It smells like...
Yes, and the warmer it gets, the more it's gonna stink.
Yep, so I'm always like, oh, let's get these out so that way we can enjoy it outside.
That's a good idea. All right, well, we found something, some horehound over here.
Yeah, the horehound's still living.
Wow.
It's like still green.
Well, I've determined that it's not a big deal with pulling these plants out. The hoses are kind of laid around them. It's not, I thought that if I pulled it up, it would, you know, unroot everything, but it's pretty good. One of the other benefits, I'd say, waiting until early spring to pull everything out, is compared to the end of the year, things are still going to be rooted into the ground. But I mean, now, these come out with barely any effort. So it's easy, enjoyable work so far. Full load, time to go dump it. Alrighty, we're gonna end the work for the weekend and go do a little rock hunting now. Better go catch up with them. Oh boy. Getting a little messy out here.
It's my workout.
Yeah, we like rock hunting. This is one of our favorite hobbies. We scour the fields and find all kinds of cool treasures. All right, Lana, let's see what you got there.
That's pretty.
Ooh, yeah, that's a cool one. Once we get that all cleaned up, that's gonna be a beaut.
We found an arrowhead.
Well, let's check it out and see if it's legit.
She looked at it and then she threw it on the floor and then I realized.
Threw it on the floor.
I don't think so.
No, look at it. What? Like you hold that arrow.
It looks like, you know, that shape.
Looks close.
We
Let's
can
put it in.
save it for you.
What happened to my boots? Oh, Dad. Daddy, look at yours.
Definitely having some breaking the clean rules fun out here.
Gotta
All right,
see this one.
Casey found a good one here.
It's tiny, but you gotta focus in there.
We struck gold, people.
We'll never have to put out a video again, no.
Yeah, that's a nice one. All right, we just found a dandy here. See if we can get the sparkle here on. So this is definitely some type of a quartz, right, hon?
It looks more like a druzy on there. Can you see the sparkle? Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that's cool.